Compensation with subtraction 5-7 is the homework tonight. If you remember back to addition strategies, compensation was the the most dreaded strategy known to man in second grade. So we spent some time on it this morning and trying to streamline this process so that students are familiar with it and not as confused as they were when we went through the addition strategies. So taking a look, basically the premise behind it is you're going to try to find numbers that are close and use the same operation to both the minuend and the subtrahend to make it easier. So you're trying to find the closest 10. First thing I would suggest, down here for 1, 2, and 3, draw a square underneath 65, 96, and 24. And cross out this down below. Don't use the number below. This will streamline it, and it'll just stay consistent for students when you're going through it. Now, to use compensation to make the numbers that are easier to subtract, you need to look at the subtrahend, which is 48, 37, 18. If you're a first step in the process type person, look at the subtrahend first, get it to the nearest 10. So for example here, 48, the nearest 10 is plus 2, 49, 50. Great, so I got 50. Got it to the nearest 10. Now, since I added 2 over here, I need to add 2 over here. $65 plus 2 is 67. Now, all of a sudden, when you actually look at 67 plus 50 instead of minus, sorry. 65 plus 2 is 67, 48 plus 2 is 50. When you're looking at 65 minus 48, 67 minus 50 is much easier because you're just going back 5 tenths or up 5 tenths on a hundreds chart. 67 minus 50. 17. If you're thinking in terms of the hundreds chart, you're going to mess because students are using them on a daily basis in my classroom. 67 minus 50, 67, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's what your child should be thinking on their brain mental math. So first step in this process, subtrahend. Get it to a nearest 10. Once it's to the nearest 10, use the same process with your minuend and then subtract. Now these already have the answers down here, so this is a nice quick way on the first 3 to already have the answers. Start the process again here for 37. Taking a look first at 37, you need to get it to the closest 10 plus 37, well, 38, 39, 40, that's 3. Gets me to 3. We're still subtracting down here. Since I did 3 to this subtrahend, I need to do it to the minuend, plus 3, which is 99. 99 minus 40. Use that handy dandy hundreds chart and go up 4 tens. 59. Last but not least, 24 minus 18. I want to get 18 to the nearest 10, plus 2. 18, 19, 20. Still subtracting. And then taking a look here, plus 2. Also need to do plus 2 here is 24, plus 2 is 26. 26 minus 20. You got 2 tens. 2 tens is 20. Just got 6 left. You're making this equation, the difference, 65 minus 48, easier to handle with mental math. That's the only reason we're doing this strategy. And the way you're doing it is you're going to find one that gets the closest 10. Do the same to the other number. Once you have a 10, it's easier to subtract. On the back. Solve each problem, show your work. Any strategy in the back. That's a great part about the back on some of these homework assignments. You can use any strategy. What strategy have we done? Break apart. Use addition on a number line. Use subtraction on a number line. Use a hundreds chart. Compensation. My suggestion, maybe just continuous compensation just so that your child understands what the strategy. Store has 45 hats for sale. On Friday, 26 of the hats were still for sale. How many hats were sold? Think about what you're trying to find. 45 minus is 26. In the spirit of compensation, let's do some more compensation. Now we're prepared. Some of it's just getting prepared, lining up numbers. Get my boxes for compensation. Need to get my subtrahend to a nearest 10, which is plus 4. Plus 4 is 30. Plus 4 over here. 45 plus 4 is 49. 49 minus 30. 49 on the 100th chart and go up 3. If I've got 4 10s here and I take away 3 10s, got 1 10 left. My 1 10, but I also still have 9 1s left. If you're just doing mental math, 4 minus 3 is 1. 9 minus 0 is 9, 19. Complete each sentence using one of the terms below. Regroup, subtract. To find 56 plus 38, you can blank 14 ones as 1 10 and 4 ones. You can use compensation to help you add and blank mentally. Regrouping, now you're just thinking about definitions. Regroup means taking a number and splitting of 10s and 1s apart and regrouping them into new groups, finding a group and categorizing and classifying them. Regroup. You can use compensation to help you add and subtract. Mentally. Now this says, say, use compensation to find 93 minus 78. Use words, pictures, or numbers to explain. Get organized. Have your child write the equation. Come up with a box. Come up with numbers down below. 78 gets to 80, but I also have to do plus 2 to both. 78 plus 2 is 80. 93 plus 2 is 95. So when you're looking at this, and you're either one of two ways, 95 on the 100th chart and go up 8, or 9 minus 8, since they're both 10s, is 1. 5 minus 0 is 5. I can subtract 95 minus 80 after plus 2, or adding 2 to 93 and 78. That is compensation. Last but not least, this really now is the trick, is looking at these numbers and utilizing it to see if they can build. They don't really have to do much math on this. It's more just building it. So for this one, 81 minus 52, well, 52 minus 2 is 50. I'm subtracting. So I took 81 minus 50. Minus 50. 81 minus 50 is going up 5 on the 100th chart from 81, which is going to equal to 31, or 8 minus 5 is 3, and 1 minus 0 is 1. 31 is gone. Now, this is the way they wanted to show you on the front, which is, in my opinion, confusing. That's why I showed you the other way with the two numbers. This is the way in the front when we crossed out the boxes they wanted to show you. Now, since you did minus 2 to this, you have to do minus 2 later, which we never did. Minus 2 to 81. If you're doing it later here, you're subtracting that 2. So 31 minus 2 is 29. This is the way on the front, right here, that we crossed out this box. They wanted you to do it at the end. To me, I want to do them at the same time. I don't want to do it at the end. I want to do it at the same time when I'm moving down. It just seems like a cleaner strategy and a better way for your child to learn how to do compensation with subtraction. And that is a lesson.